Hello everyone, welcome back. In this lecture, we will understand a concept called work storage areas, also called as WSA. This is a new concept in Oracle Fusion in Fast Formula. It was not there before in EBS. So I will explain you why we need to use WSA, and also sometime it gets very important that you need to use WSA. So the concept behind WSA is you have different fast formulas running against different elements in the payroll, right? And you want to use one of the variable that you have already calculated in one fast formula in another fast formula. Okay, so anything that you have done the calculation and you need this information in some another fast formula to do your business logic requirement or calculations. Okay, normally database items are available in all the fast formulas, so we don't need to do for database items, but you might get a requirement that you have done some kind of calculation on business logic and you need this information again in some another fast formula. Okay, so let me explain you using our employee data. For example, let me explain you. We have let me see element entries for this employee. Okay, so this employee has different elements attached: basic salary, child allowance, employee loan repayment, UAE, high cost of living, social allowance, test bonus, the one we are using. Okay, so you might get a requirement. Each element is attached with different fast formula, right? So you might get a requirement that some information you have done the calculation in basic salary UAE fast formula, and you might need to use it in the same information in the test bonus. And how we do that? It's called WSA, the work storage area. Okay, it's kind of a global variable, but it will only apply on that session only. Like it's a global variable, but only for this session while it runs the payroll for this employee. Okay, so it's a temporary global variable across the fast formulas when you are running the payroll. Okay, so let me show you. I hope you got the concept, but once I show you in the system, then you will get the better picture of what the why we use work storage areas. Let me see basic salary UAE. Okay, so basic salary UAE, this is the element for basic salary UAE, and it is attached with this fast formula. Okay, so let me store something as a WSA in this fast formula, and I will use it in test bonus fast formula. Okay, so let me open this basic salary UAE earnings fast formula. I have already opened, I guess. Let me see. Okay, so basic salary UAE earnings, this is the one. Okay, so this is a fast formula attached with the basic salary UAE. Okay, now we maybe we have done some calculation in basic salary UAE, and we want to store this information in a variable, and then we will do the processing of test bonus. We will access this information that we stored here in basic salary and utilize in the test bonus. Okay, so let me show you and how we do that. I will add here WSA underscore set. Okay, and we give the name of the variable. It is like a global variable. Okay, x test underscore WSA, and we give the default value and we will give the value which we want to store in this work storage area variable. It's kind of global variable, but only temporary for this session only. So while payroll is running this session, it will store it will make a variable x test underscore WSA. It will store the value as a 2000 because we are using the function WSA underscore set. Then this value can be used across different fast formulas during this session only. Once this session is finishes, this variable will be deleted. Okay, so it will not be available. You can say in another payroll or another modules. Okay, so in the basic salary, what I am doing is I am setting this variable, declaring this variable work storage area called using WSA underscore set, and I am giving it the value 2000. Okay, let me compile it. Okay, in the meanwhile, I will try to access this work storage area in our test bonus element. Okay, so let me use test bonus earnings and use and access this variable. Okay, so how we do that? Let me we use the function here called set underscore, and let me see it's compiled. Yes, WSA underscore set. Okay, here we are now, we want to retrieve this information. How we will do that? We will say L underscore WSA output. We will store it in some variable output WSA underscore get. There we were setting it, here we will get it. Okay, we have to give the same name. Okay, this is very important, you need to know the name. Okay, and we have to give the default value if system does not fetch this information. Okay, so now we got the we use the WSA underscore get function to retrieve the value from this variable, and it will come in this variable. Okay, let me log it also so that we can see the result. So test debug test WSA, so LWSA underscore output is equal to this, and I will output the information of this variable, log it, and it should give us the result 2000, because we are feeding 2000 in this variable in basic salary. While it is running the test underscore bonus first formula, it's fetching the same value get, and we it is storing in this variable, and it's giving the output. Another thing is, while you are another two important functions are for WSA when you are working in work storage areas are, you have to use, it's a good practice, you don't have to use, but you must use exists, then this one. Okay, this will make the code clean, and also sometimes system is checking if this variable is not available, then don't do the this calculation. So we how to check this, that this variable is available as in the work storage area, we use function called WSA underscore exists. Okay, so and I will say else, I will write that test debug test W underscore, and I will say that test WSA x text does not exist. Okay, and also another good practice is, whenever you are done working with the WSA work storage area, you should delete it. Okay, and how we delete it? We use a function called, since we have fetched that information, and as we have finished our business requirement, so we will use this WSA underscore delete function to delete this variable. Okay, so let me delete this work storage area as well using the function called WSA underscore delete. So now it's very simple. We are setting WSA underscore set function in order to declare the variable, and get function to retrieve this information using WSA underscore exist if this variable is existing, and delete it whenever we are done with our variable, because it keeps the performance issue. So you should always delete the work storage area variable whenever you are finished with this. Okay, so it helps in the performance as well. So let me run this, compile this formula now. Okay, let us see now what's the error. Character position line 60, test bonus line 60, syntax error character line 60. What is the issue with line 60? Formula test bonus earnings line 60, syntax error at character position 23. I guess I did not close the bracket. Let me see. Okay, submit, compile. Okay, let's see now. Okay, now it is compiled. Okay, so now let me run the quick pay for this employee and see the result. Okay, it's very simple, but it's a powerful tool that we can use in fast formula. It's kind of a global variable, but only for this session only, and it's a temporary global variable. So it is running the quick pay now. I am using this test WSA output is equal to yes. Oh, okay. Let us see the logs now. Okay, let me see this one now. Download. You can see here test debug, test WSA, L underscore WSA output is 2000. Okay, this is coming from this formula from test bonus. Okay, so I hope it's clear to you now. Now there is one more important point that you need to remember, that let me show you the first formula. The formula which we are storing the information should have less priority than where we are accessing it. That's why we use called WSA underscore access as well. Okay, so since in this payroll basic salary priority was less, so basic salary run before the test bonus. Let me show you. Let me reverse it and show you how it will work. Let me for example set it here. Okay, let me set it in the test bonus so that you will get better idea if I do it here. Okay, let me set it in test bonus and access it in the basic salary. Okay, so I'm setting it in the test bonus. Now you can see I'm in the test bonus earnings. Let me roll back this also to run it again. Okay, it's compiled now, and let me access this here. Instead of setting it here, let me access it here. So if WSA underscore exists, now I have reversed it and I'll show you the output. Okay, why priority is important in WSA. So now I'm setting in the test bonus and accessing in the basic salary. Before we were setting it in the basic salary and accessing in the test bonus. Okay, so let me run it again now. Okay, so I'm submitting it. Let me show you the priorities of both the elements as well. So this is the element for basic salary UAE. Its priority is 2500, and the priority for test bonus is you can see 3000. So basic salary has higher priority than test bonus. Basic salary is running before, test bonus will run after the basic salary. Yeah, so let us see the output now, the logs. Quick pay is run. Okay, so let me check the logs now. Okay, so it should be this one. Okay, now you can see test debug, test WSA, WSA x test WSA does not exist. Okay, why it does not exist? You can see here in the fast formula, what we did here, If WSA exists, then only do this output and give us the value. If does not exist, give this output. Test debug, test WSA does not exist. Okay, why it was not existing? Because as I mentioned to you, this is very important, by the way. When you're using the WSAs, you have to work with the priorities of the elements. Okay, so since basic salary priority was before test bonus, when system run the basic salary, this was not existing. Okay, so I hope it's clear to you now. It's very powerful tool, very helpful, something you want to store and you want to use in the next other formulas, and the things which are not available as a database item. You have done your calculation, then you can use this. I hope to see you in the next lecture. Thank you.